It's 1992, a time of carefree living in South Florida. The weather is warm, the water is clear, and the beaches are full.
Go ahead and locate it for you so you can plot it. 19.2 north, 59.5 west.
It's reported now that it may be forming an eye.
We are expecting the storm to start turning on a more westward track similar to this.
If the storm continues on this path, we expect that the storm is going to be in our neighborhood here by early in the day Monday.
We strongly recommend that they follow the law and evacuate. This is serious.
El punto para el sur de la Florida y para el área de Miami es que va a haber un huracán de categoría 4 azotándolo en escasamente menos de 6 horas con vientos huracanados de hasta 140 millas por hora y una inundación costera donde el nivel del mar va a subir de 10 a 14 pies sobre el nivel normal del mar.
The process of evacuation for South Florida should be pretty much wrapped up by now.
It is just about concluded. We're expecting to have the winds start arriving very shortly.
And as you indicated there at midnight, it was 110 miles away. It's now less than 100 miles away and moving right steadily toward the Florida coast.
At this hour, the center of the hurricane is located about 40 miles due east of Miami.
You want to pin down where this eye is going to come ashore?
Well, it looks more and more like the center will be very close into the Cutler Ridge area, for instance, maybe the Homestead area, but coming right across the South Dade County here.
Aquellos que nos están mirando en los otros estados del Golfo, eso significa que este huracán va a pasar prácticamente sin ser afectado por la Florida y va a ganar más intensidad y posiblemente termine en Luisiana o en Texas o tal vez hasta en Mississippi en 3 días.
And the full fury of the hurricane is about to hit, and I think it might be even less than 2 hours. I think it might be like an hour and a half before the west side wall makes landfall in southern Dade County.
Okay, so obviously really we ought to even alert the media down in that area that they need to make all their necessary preparations.
I'll tell you what, maybe, Raphael, you could find a couple batteries here to bring in here as we go in here so that we don't run out of power, although we're going to, I guess Tony has a mic in here that we can use no matter what happens battery-wise.
Here we are, Brian. We're all set. We're all set. I'll tell you what, this is the safest spot without a doubt.
Our producer is telling us that we have an NBC reporter. Bruce, go ahead, please.
All right, a couple of things from the outside area of your building that you may not be aware of yet. You've lost the satellite dish out here. The fence that is around has now disappeared. To do this, I have to have another fella hold me here because the wind and the gust just about pick you up.
We can tell you with assuredness that here in downtown Miami, we are not in the intense part of this hurricane. I don't know if you heard the report. We had Dr. Sheets on as they're trying to survive the storm at the Hurricane Center at this point. They had 152 mile-per-hour gusts, and here we're estimating we're experiencing something on the order of 80 to 90 mile-per-hour winds.
And we can tell the effects of that as we see the wind and the rain.
Gee.
I tell you, Bruce,
You better get in.
if you're out there for our sake, please come on in.
Good morning. We're live in the Weather Channel Forecast Center. It's August 24th, 1992. History in the making as Hurricane Andrew is now making landfall in South Florida.
This is a strange position to find myself in, but I'm laying on the floor of the car. My head's right up here on the seat. This is the reason I'm sort of sideways. We're underneath Metro Rail. The winds are gusting outside our car up to 165 miles per hour. The car is shaking as if there were 10 people on either fender bouncing it up and down. You can see the camera bouncing here.
This view from our helicopter leaves little room for words. Homestead and Florida City hit the hardest. This mobile home park looks like a bombing site. Almost every single home destroyed, flattened by 160-mile-an-hour winds. The Homestead Air Force Base is no more. Every single building here, too, was either wiped out or heavily damaged, as were several F-16 planes left behind.
Country Walk, 137th and 152nd Street. There is not a roof to be found on probably every house in this neighborhood.
We are going to have more casualties because we're going to have people who are dehydrated, who are without food, babies that need formula. I don't know if these people have radios. I don't know if they know we're out there trying to help them. All I know are a lot of people are saying, why aren't we doing more? We're doing everything we can. Where in the hell is the cavalry on this one?
We have Buddy McKay on board the helicopter with us.
This is incredible. It has just flattened this area. This can only be described as total devastation.
But what that is that's not heavy rain, and you can see the sand, see all the dirt up in there.
You're absolutely right.
That's the ocean that has come in there. It seems to me that we have evidently didn't have quite as large a surge over the whole breadth of
Brian, look at this. Look at this. A boat in the pool.
Ooh. Well, there's a classic shot.
The kids were saying, Mommy, what happened? Why is God doing this to us? And my husband was holding the roof. My father-in-law was holding the roof. Everything fell off. This is terrible. I wish I'd never go through this again. Next time I'm going to a shelter. I don't care.
It's been about 8 hours now since the storm hit. There's absolutely no way to describe what it's like to see your house in pieces. There's no way of knowing how long it's going to take to try to put our lives back together. We're just very, very thankful that in spite of this, we were able to come and see what this looks like today. We were in our closet under a mattress. The wind pounded. The windows exploding. Not knowing if we'd ever see the light of day or not. I don't know where we're going to sleep tonight. We're probably joining thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of other people around South Florida the same way. Yet I know, as bad as it is for us, there's a lot of other people that was a lot worse. It's a sense of community that, believe it or not, before the storm, we didn't have. Are we optimistic about what happens next? There's no way of knowing, but we have to be. To survive something like this, it's a cliche that's absolutely meaningless. My whole family will never, ever forget this. But by the grace of God, we have survived so far.